Welcome to Living Fuel TV. I'm KC Craichy. A lot of people are digging their grave with their spoon, and they don't even know it. Now, Dr. Purdue, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So glad to have you. This has been a really fun series. Dr. Purdue is a doctor of internal medicine, naturopathic physician, and today we're going to discuss some of the mistakes and things we can do about it in nutrition. Dr. Purdue, what do you see the most of in your practice as far as mistakes?
Oh gosh, that's a long list. But primarily it comes down to what people eat. And the typical American diet, high starch, high sugar diet, and that is the foundation of many, many problems.
The body is designed to work a certain way, and many of the things people are putting in their system are not really food, and they don't have a signaling mechanism. Now we know things like resveratrol, they actually invoke a positive genetic expression.
Yes.
Omega-3, the same thing. Fish oil, for instance. So the body is so intelligent and it recognizes foods, but it doesn't really recognize what they're doing to things and calling it foods. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And so, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, on a gene level, our system is wired to interpret signals from good food, from real food. And the more you monkey around with that, the more you change that, the more you highly process and alter to the point where it doesn't resemble what Mother Nature created, then you can't expect your body to be too happy about it.
And not even to know what to do about it.
Exactly.
Not to mention all the extra chemicals and stuff that are in the foods, in the water, and so on. So a little example I always like to point out is if you had a hard-boiled egg and you lined them up and asked someone to eat them, they are not going to be eating more than 2 or 3 hard-boiled eggs before they have a nauseous feeling in their body about just can't eat anymore. Your body will make you throw up if you eat too many hard-boiled eggs. But if you scramble a dozen hard-boiled eggs, a lot of people could eat all of them. So interestingly, there's a code associated with food in its natural state, cholecystokinin enzyme, for instance, that sends a signal to the brain. Whereas a carbohydrate, for instance, doesn't have such a signaling mechanism. So it goes on you eat the carbohydrate, you digest it, in about 20 minutes the sugar hits the brain goes, oh, okay, you're full. But by then you've been eating for 20 minutes longer than you should have. Correct?
Yes.
So food is food, and some things that people eat is not really food.
A lot of what a lot of people eat is not really food.
Unfortunately, most of what a lot of people eat.
Yes.
70% of the food in the produce in the store is genetically modified. We did a show on that here recently. And then if you shop in the middle aisles, you get all the boxes with all the things that people created that are just crazy with ingredients, various ingredients. So the research recently about the telomere length and the multivitamins and so on and so forth. Talked about that a little bit.
A couple of female researchers won the Nobel Prize in Medicine last year for discovering that the aging process and the degenerative process of the body is linked to the length of telomeres. Which are the little links as when a cell divides, when the nucleus of a cell divides to create 2 identical new daughter cells. The telomere is there to transfer that information exactly and precisely. And so they
shorten over time.
Yeah, exactly. As we age, telomere length shortens. So they discovered that is the aging process right there in a nutshell. So obviously, if we can slow that process down and keep our telomeres as long as they can be for as long as possible, then we tend to live longer lives and healthier lives. And as you mentioned, multiple vitamins play a role in there. Studies show that that helps to protect against telomere shortening. Herbs like astragalus, which has been used in traditional Chinese medicine for thousands of years. It's widely available. It's available in powdered supplement form. You can buy the whole root online in pounds full of the stuff. Was shown to lengthen telomeres in a study 2 years ago that was published. So there's a lot of natural products out there that are very important for this.
Virtually every day, many studies come out to say this nutrient does that. Like yesterday we talked about a study we saw that vitamin C impedes the growth of cancer, and zinc does this, and vitamin A does that, and omega-3 does this, and vitamin D does that. So there's extraordinary power in natural substances. But people get into this thing about trying to self-prescribe. I'm going to take this much of this and this much of that. And so we came up with something a long time ago called the 4 corners of superfood nutrition, where we would say, calorie restriction with optimal nutrition has been proven in 3,000 studies. It says it extends life, delays disease, enhances performance, optimize weight, and so on. And then the next area is if you reduce the glycemic response and the sugar, increase the broad spectrum antioxidants, and get the right healthy fats, that program with maximum nutrient density and reduced caloric density really is a great life extending process. Food process. So we say instead of taking the little nutrients here and there, that if you can get all the known essential nutrients and combine it with superfoods like broccoli, spinach, kale, spirulina, blueberry, strawberry, raspberry, so on, that you then have the maximum opportunity, because there's so many cofactors we don't even know what they do. But when you put them all together, you really have a chance of doing a lot better than just taking isolated nutrients. Would you?
Yeah, very true. I always get kind of amused with all these studies that come out that prove that real good natural food actually works. It's sort of like, well, Craichy provided all that however long ago, and she would be surprised that if you just simply eat the original packaging of these foods, that you feel better and you're healthier. And as one motivational speaker said one time, he said, if you had $1 million racehorse, would you feed it Coke and cigarettes and candy?
No, I totally agree.
Right.
We talk about, would you put Coke in the gas tank of your Ferrari? And of course
exactly.
not. And you're certainly infinitely more valuable than a Ferrari. Nutrition has an incredible impact. We did a show not too long ago that showed that there was people that did a study with I won't say a name, but with a fast food hamburger, and they 4 years after they bought it, it had this looked the same, it smelled the same. The ants didn't eat it. It didn't have any mold on it, and so on. So imagine what these various chains are putting in people and what that is actually doing.
Well, I think all we have to do is look around so we can see what it's doing.
Precisely. So nutrition is a super high impact area. Just changing from what people are doing and making baby steps in the right directions really are monster steps towards super health.
Exactly. I agree completely.
Dr. Purdue, it has been a really fun series with you. We thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
We look forward to the next time.
Thank you very much.
We sure hope you enjoyed it. God bless you and have a great day.